Hi, Tom Nechville here. We have had a lot of questions from players about how do you know if your banjo bridge is in the right place? It's called intonation. And how do you know if your intonation is good? That means when you're playing a string, does it go sharp sometimes? And we have our electronic tuners, and we can tell very easily if our banjo is going out of tune when we play some of the lower notes down here. We can also tell up high on the neck sometimes. And sometimes the notes in the middle string are a little bit off. So we've talked a lot about compensating the bridge, but it's also really more basically important to put the bridge in the right place. And having the bridge the right shape for the gauge strings that you have. It gets a little bit technical. But there's also concerns about the shape of the neck. If our neck is overly bowed, it has too much of this kind of shape, then when you're pushing down the string, it's got to move farther to the fingerboard, and you're stretching it more, and it may go sharp compared to where it normally should be. So having the neck straight or have just a slight amount of bow in the neck can be checked, first of all, with your fingers. I use one pinky at the last fret and a finger at the first fret, and then I reach down with my thumb and I push the string, and I see that it moves a little bit, but not very much. Now on this particular instrument, it's a dry season right now, so there's a tendency for the moisture to leave the neck and cause a little more bow, and that can be corrected. You can take the bow out by tightening the truss rod with a little nut driver. I won't go too deeply into that right now, but the important part is making sure your bridge is in the right place. So let me go over that one time. Everyone has heard of harmonic chimes. That's the segment of the string vibrating in halves or thirds or fourths, or the progress goes on through all of the overtone series. But the halfway point is the 12th fret. You get that sound, and it should match. But if you do it in the third segment harmonic, that would be at the 7th fret and the 19th fret. Okay, and that note should match the note fretted at that 19th fret. So if you touch the string and let it go really fast and pick it, like, don't push it all the way down, just touch it on top of the fret and then play it right immediately after. Sometimes you'll hear this. Notice the second note was sharp, and then if it sounds sharp, that means that this distance when it's fretted is too short. So you have to move the bridge back. Now that's why there is a tendency for banjos to be sharp on the third string but not sharp on the other strings. So you want to check all the strings, and you'll probably end up calling us for a new bridge after you do this exercise, because we have bridges that are compensated for the thicker third strings that tend to go sharp, especially high up on the neck. So let's go over this on the first string. I'm using the 19th fret harmonic instead of the 12th because it's more easy to hear the difference between the fretted note and the harmonic note. So I'm going to fret it now after harmonic chime and fret. Sounds good, right? And then boy, that's really good. And then on this string, it's really a short string, and we have to use the halfway point on your 5th string, which is your 17th fret. Now, what if we move the bridge just to demonstrate how it sounds? Notice I barely moved the bridge. I moved it probably a 64th of an inch, but let's just see if we can tell the difference. I can. Da, da. So there's a little difference, and it's flat. So now if the fretted note is flat, I got to move the bridge up. There it is again. And just to demonstrate, I moved it forward a fraction of an inch. Wow. Whoa. Oh, it sounds terrible. So we got to make sure that that bridge is right in the right place. And as you notice, the slightest of movement makes a sonic difference. All right, so I hope you go and chime on your banjos for a while until you get that bridge perfectly intonated. And if you find that one string is not working, it's probably going to be your third string. So we have a solution for that. It's called the Enterprise Bridge, and they're available exclusively from Nechville. And please call us if you have any questions related to banjos, and check out nechville.com for all kinds of helpful information. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.